Oh, well, that was one long week. I'm starting this on Friday. As you can see, my work attire, I think it's important to have your day clothes and your evening clothes, even when you're working from home. But the first thing we'll do is get a little comfortable. Just shake this off. Whew. Yeah, we'll just get this jacket off as well. No need for all of that. And I think, yeah, we need to change up the background a bit. As you can see, I'm slowly getting it sorted, so we'll just yeah, that's a little better. I'll just tilt this up a bit, show all the colors. Yeah, I guess that could work. Might even try standing up. Maybe just one more change. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just clean up a bit. We'll keep that. And I switched the flag, the trident, to go out as opposed to in. Maybe you can give me a comment on that, how you think that works. And that said, we'll go ahead and get into this. Officially start today's vlog. Hello and welcome to my channel. Those of you who are new, thank you for checking me out. Hopefully you find my particular brand of content suitable and enjoyable to yourselves. Those of you who are returning, thank you so much for coming to see what I'm up to and how I've hopefully improved. Yes, I finally got my backgrounds. It's not quite as smooth as I'd like, but you can see the representation of the different parts of me. I did mention in a previous vlog I wasn't sure whether I was going to put up the Union Jack, but it's not, it wasn't like I'm trying to deny any part of who I am, because these countries all go towards making up the person I've become. They form part of my life experience, and I have lived in all three of them, so I have the cultural influences from them as well. And really, Nigeria and Barbados are part of the Commonwealth, so the wider systems that I would have grown up in, the educational system, religious systems, would have been all modeled under the UK system. So it's just to say, yeah, why not? It's part of who I am, and my kids are going to be part Guyanese as well, as am I, because I'm married to a Guyanese lady. So it means that I've spent time in the company of others down there, and there's a good relationship between Guyana and the rest of the Caribbean as well. So in case you're not familiar with that side of the world, I'll hopefully be giving some tidbits that should help as we go ahead in the channel. Yeah, I want this channel to be a place where, you know, there's a meeting of cultures and ideas and backgrounds. And one of the good and bad things of having the both sides as your heritage is you tend to be, say, in the company of Nigerians or other African citizens when they're speaking badly about Caribbean countries. Usually it tends to be along the line of how small and insignificant they are. And the reverse is true, because you'll be in the company of Bajan, which is what we call people from Barbados, what they're affectionately known as Bajans, and other people from the Caribbean talking about people from other African countries. And I think it's a lot better now. Back in the day, it used to be, you know, what people saw of a lot of Africa was National Geographic programs, and it was hard for people who never learnt about Africa to think of the place as more than just some backward jungle or something. These days there's no excuse for that, because there are lots of news outlets, there's YouTube channels, there are people churning out. But still, you'd be surprised just how many people I don't want to say think badly of African countries, but that also goes to show that although they can now see it's a modern country, um, a lot of what you get out there is not positive news. So, for instance, I'm recording this today, Sunday, the 24th of January 2021. And in the world, I guess the biggest news would be the American presidency has changed, and we have a new president in the United States. Now, that obviously has implications for a lot of countries around the world, whether directly or indirectly, because especially with smaller countries, we benefit from a lot of funds that are funded a lot by the United States, and also the UK as well. And the relationship between the States and the UK obviously influences a lot of what goes on. So we have to pay close attention to it. However, there were also elections recently in Uganda. Now, those weren't quite a smooth a transition, although I should say the turmoil of the transition was a lot more than what would have been happened in the States. And I mentioned Uganda to say that one of the changes I would like to see generally is that news producers around the world report on African affairs as a matter of course, not just when something is bad. So this is part of my being the change I would like to see series. So one of the outlets that I get my Bajan news from, just to get a snapshot of what's happening in the country, is a YouTube channel called Barbados Today. I should try to remember to put it down in this description so you can check it out yourselves. And it's not long, generally same kind of length as this channel, which is what I like. And they tend to do a national, regional, and international news segment. And it's a good sort of rounded balance, but I've been trying to push for them to have an African segment as well. Obviously, it's a whole continent with lots of things going on. You can't report on any number of things, but it's just to have a couple of headlines just so that people in the Caribbean start feeling more in tune with what's going on in countries in Africa now. Throughout last year, when there was a lot of anger and bile and just a lot of hurt about the bad things that were going on in the States, there were similar things going on, I wouldn't even say Africa, even in Nigeria, that I suppose I felt more emotionally attached to, but I would. So it's just to say that I want us to get to a place where the same way we talk about goings-ons in the States and the UK, if you're not from here, or even if you're from here, you're kind of half aware of some of the things going on in some African countries as well. So I mentioned Uganda. I will try to, going forward, get some headlines that I can show, some tidbits on this channel. I tend to get my African news a lot from Al Jazeera. They tend to give you nice raw news. Obviously, the bigger outlets will give you news when big things happen. So your BBCs and your CNNs and such like. But I'm just talking about regular roots. There was a local elections or a new school opened. I did actually hear of a good news that came out of Nigeria where they apparently have a website that documents international funding. So, i.e., the money that's come into the country, how much of it from whom, and where it's gone to. Because obviously, a lot of the criticisms when you have things like Live Aid and such is that you give countries these monies and it just seems to disappear. Nobody can see where it's going. So it's good that something like that has been recognized. I think I heard it on a podcast that was dealing with China's presence in Africa, which is a whole other thing. But this isn't a political channel. This is where we come to relax from all the turmoils and troubles of the world. COVID is still happening, so if some of you have lost people in the past week or since we last spoke, our hearts go out to you. People are still getting very sick, and we know that a lot of people are working hard to try and do what they can to curb this this pandemic. So we just hope and pray that they make their breakthroughs and very quickly. Some of us want to go places. Anyways, I wouldn't go on too long because I need time to now go and edit out all the stuff you would have hopefully seen at the beginning. It does take time, and I'm still getting into my groove. So hopefully you've enjoyed our little chat. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, like and subscribe. Oh, and I now have to remember to say click the bell so you get notified when I put something out. You take care, and we'll talk again soon. Enjoy your week.